Guys, I'm here today to do a non-spoiler review of Summer Days and Summer Nights 12 Love Stories, edited by Stephanie Perkins. Overall, I gave this collection 5 stars. I loved it. Now, it's broken up into 12 individual stories, so I'm going to talk a little bit about them and give them all individual reviews. There's obviously some that I liked more than others, but overall, if you are listening for some awesome contemporary novels set in a bunch of different genres, this is a perfect collection. And she also has holiday ones that came out about 2 years ago, and I really like that one as well. The first story in this is by Leigh Bardugo, and it's called Head, Scales, Tongue, and Tail. I think that this was probably my least favorite, so I gave this one like 3 stars, but it was still really interesting and a very cool take on fantasy in a romance novel. The next one is The End of Love by Nina LaCour. Give this one 4 stars, and it was really cool. This is as far as I can remember, all the other stories were all hetero relationships, so this is like a lesbian relationship, and I really liked it. Gave it 4 stars, and it was super cute, and I just enjoyed it. I thought that it was a really quick read, and I have not read anything by Nina LaCour, but it definitely intrigued me to possibly pick up more in the future. And then the next one was Last Stand at Chenargo by Libba Bray. And I actually got to meet Libba Bray when I was reading this at the Barnes & Noble Fest on Long Island in New York City. It was great. I loved this story. I gave it 5 stars. It was spectacular. I love the romance. I love the setting. It was great. I would pick up the anthology just for this story. So good. And then the next one is Sick Pleasure by Francesca Lilla Block. I gave this story like 3 stars. It wasn't my favorite. I thought it was interesting, and I thought that it showed the not always positive side of romance, so I gave it 3 stars. And then the next one was 90 Minutes Turn North, and if you have read the holiday version, this is the sequel to Stephanie Perkins' story in that I love that story. I really enjoyed this story. 5 stars. If you've read the first one, you have to pick this up just to get to the conclusion. And I so enjoyed it. It was great. And then the next one I read was Souvenirs by Ten Federer. I gave this 4 stars. It was, again, not the typical romance story, but I did like it. And it was also had 2 males in love, which I thought was great. And I love the diversity. I really did. And then the next one was Inertia by Veronica Roth. I gave this 4 stars. I love the premise. I love the sci-fi premise. I love the characters. I love the twist at the end. 4 stars. Make sure you check it out. It was another great story. And then the next one is Love is the Last Resort by John Zorkin. I love this story. I gave it 4.5 stars. It was kind of a riff on like Midsummer Night's Dream in some instances, or Comedy of Errors. It was just super fun, and I love the world that was built. And then the next one was Good Luck and Farewell by Brandy Colbert. Gave this story 4 stars. It was not a typical romance story, but I really enjoyed it, and I liked how it was so much was packed in so little, and I thought it was a really cool way to tell a story. And then the next one is Brand New Attraction by Cassandra Clare. I gave this story 4 stars. I really liked it. It was, I think sometimes when you do like fantasy stories in such a short time, the world building sometimes suffers, but I did like this, and I thought everything was explained so easily, and I love the end. I love the characters. It was a great fantasy story in such a small anthology. And then the next one is probably one of my favorites. It's 1,000 Ways This Could All Go Wrong by Jennifer E. Smith. This story was amazing. I gave it 5 stars. It focused on two characters in the process of falling in love, and then a little boy who kind of threw everything into chaos. But I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars. If you're a teacher, I highly recommend you read the stories. It has an autism take to it, but the story was just great. I gave it 5 stars. And the last one is A Map of Perfect Things by Love Grossman, and this is kind of like Groundhog Day, when the day just does not move forward, and they repeat the same exact day over and over again, and these 2 characters just get caught up in finding all these perfect things that can happen in this day, but, you know, how do they get out of this? What do they have to do? And what happens when one wants to move forward and one doesn't? overall, I thought that this was a spectacular anthology. I thought it was so great, and I really loved all the stories. They were a great mix, and I love the representation that Stephanie Perkins did. Stephanie Perkins is really good at doing that. I think she really likes taking all these authors that are so amazing in this field and really representing them. And I think I got exposed to so many authors last time that they did this, so I am going to check out a lot of more stories from these people. But it was just a great anthology, and I hope you guys give it a chance and check it out. Let me know below what was your favorite. I think my top 3 was In Right, In 90 Minutes Turn North, which was by Stephanie Perkins, the one by Libba Bray, and the last 2, which was There's a Thousand Ways This Can Go Wrong and A Map of Perfect Things. Those are probably my top 5 out of 12, but they were all so good. So be sure you guys run out and pick this up this summer. You will not be disappointed. I'll talk to you guys later. Yeah, but comment below.